おい、カイドウ。そいつはうちの船長だ。まずはこっちの頭を先に潰してもらおうか。キック急投流アシュラバッキー。
Hey, my dear pirates, and in today's video we're going to talk about Luffy's possible training and how Zoro can grow as a first mate, a second leader in that period. Is Zoro ready to take on such responsibility, and what would be the reaction of the Straw Hats? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's video, but first of all, so if you want to be a pirate king like me and achieve eternal glory, go ahead and press the like button with all the power of your devil fruit, and if you're new here, my dear sailor, already subscribe to the channel and don't forget to activate the notifications bell, okay? Now without further ado, let's get to this epic video. And well, my dear pirate, as we know, after a great arc there always comes a training arc, and although Egghead's current arc does not look like this, I still believe that we will see training happening, especially with Luffy, who will have to master his Gear 5. But that's not all. If a training arc really happens, a lot of information begins to emerge. For me, the introduction of Vegapunk in this arc has its exact purpose. But if in fact Luffy needs to be absent, Zoro will be the one to command the crew. But the question that remains is, does Zoro have this ability? Well, as we all know, every captain needs a second in command, a right-hand man. Whitebeard had Marco the Phoenix, Shanks had Ben Beckman, and Roger had none other than Silver's Rayleigh. And since it's nothing new to anyone, Oda likes to play with symbols and similarities, and if we look at Luffy's gang and Roger's gang, well, Roger would be Luffy himself, and Rayleigh Zoro, both for being swordsmen, and both too carry a mask on their face. Not to mention the fact that Zoro and Rayleigh are the closest people to their respective captains. However, unlike Rayleigh, Zoro is a character who has a certain direction problem. After all, he's always lost, isn't he? Yes, it's true, but Luffy is also a little different from Roger. While the former King of Pirates was rather playful, but still maintained a certain seriousness in his actions, Luffy is almost always a very silly character. In a good way, of course. So even though we see similarities in these characters, they do have their differences, and that's why many say that Luffy is not fit to be the King of Pirates, in the same way that Zoro would not be a second good leader. I disagree, especially when we talk about Luffy, but that's a subject for another video because in the case of Zoro, he had already demonstrated a few times that yes, he's very capable of being a leader when Luffy is not around, or even when Luffy fails in this regard. And for me, the moment that makes this clearer is when Straw Hats discover that the Going Merry can no longer sail. At that moment, Luffy and Usopp's clash of egos almost ended the group, but it was Zoro who stood firm and current like a true captain. He made it clear to Luffy that to be a captain, he must respect but be respected. But first of all, he must firmly choose his actions, which Luffy at that moment did not do, and in Usopp's case, well, as much as we understand his sentimental side, yet he acted childishly and left the gang of his own accord, bringing many conflicts for everyone. If it wasn't for Zoro's actions at the moment, it's quite possible that the Straw Hats gang would have ended. He was a great leader. So even if by chance the gang splits up so that Luffy needs to train, having Zoro as his first mate brings Luffy a whole lot of security because of all the characters. Luffy is the one who trusts Zoro the most. He really believes that his swordsman is capable of fulfilling any task. After all, Zoro cried when he promised that he would not lose any more fights and that he would help Luffy to become the King of Pirates. But now I want to know your opinion about everything that we commented here today. But of course, if you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear sailor. And of course, do not forget to press the like button. That helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel. So help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone, and until the next video,